Leslie, as far as pre-stay and things that are happening, how do you enhance the guest experience prior to the guest arrival?
Several touch points pre-stay. One of the biggest ones is, after like an online booking, we call to confirm that, make sure we answer any questions. And then 7 days before arrival, we will call them and make sure they receive their key code, they have the directions, they have no other property questions. A lot of people want to know, does it have a crock pot? It's all those little details that make their stay. So answering those questions up front really helps them prepare for their vacation. And then it reduces the calls that we get from guests in-house because we gave them the information up front.
Right. And Tilly, I know you guys offer a lot of concierge type services. Is that happening pre-stay or when does that usually happen?
I do an e-introduction immediately after I do a booking with a guest. So I'll introduce the guest to the concierge. I front load it with like if we don't want people to rent cars because Park City especially isn't built for a lot of traffic. So I'll start by asking, like, do you need help planning shuttle service, pre-arrival grocery deliveries, things like that? And then especially baby gear too. Baby gear is a big one because I know a lot of people fly to our location, so they don't want to schlep all that stuff with them.
Right. So, but you're saying that you do it right after the reservation's made. What about reservations that are made months and months in advance? Are you still contacting, 6 months in advance?
Yep, absolutely. I want to get that in the queue right away because I feel like it keeps the ether up. Like a lot of times people are excited when you're actually booking the vacation and all of that, but you want to keep the energy and excitement high. So if there's this constant evolution of like looking forward to this trip, I think adding the concierge as soon as possible helps.
Right. Well, you kind of have to take into account what is the love language of that guest. Are they planners? Are they super analytical and they want to plan everything? And the people who are booking in advance are probably doing that as well. So I never really thought about reaching out to people that quickly. Victor, you have any feedback for that?
Yeah, I love all those points and really it's not only reaching out to the guest prior, but also setting that expectation, right? And then thinking and putting yourself in the shoes, trying to get them excited for the trip, like Tilly mentioned, and doing little tidbits that you can, enhance that experience. Like one here, for example, that we do is we like to set a playlist, like a music playlist for before guest arrival. So we'll send them a link and show them like, hey, get excited for your stay throughout your time. Here's a music playlist that we curated for you, and when they get to the property, it's playing, and we have it set on the TV. So it's just that kind of that wow moment and that guest experience moment that we really like to kind of think about.
Are you using Apple Music or what are you using to do the playlist?
Oh, good question. It's on YouTube. We have we call it Tangy Radio, and we set the concept was me coming from hotels. Every time you check into a hotel, right, you usually have something playing on the screen. So we thought about the same thing for short-term rentals. How would that play out or look when guest comes into the property and then on the TV they have something nice. Usually it's casual, chill kind of vibes that we like playing, but it kind of, emphasizes it on that experience and it's that wow moment, that click factor when they heard it prior to the arrival and now they got there and they're hearing it again, right? So it's little details like that.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to ask just because I'm so intrigued by this and we have a couple comments already. Can you give us more details on how we do this?
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm a big vinyl record enthusiast. I love collecting vinyl records. So music was always my thing, and I was like, how can I incorporate that into the guest experience, into what I do? So I actually I collect music. I have playlists on myself. I use Apple Music on the back end. I create these playlists. Usually I like to to make it between 40 to 50 minutes playlist, and then I actually mix them myself. And then what I do is I work with a local photographer that he has beautiful drone shots of the city itself. And these are kind of looped videos. So I'll put that playlist together. I use usually Canva. It's like a very, very known system. And then I'll play that video. And then from there, I download that video, upload it onto YouTube, and I have that playing on the TV. So it's a process, obviously, creative process and obviously a tech process. But once you get it going, You know, I think that's kind of like it sets the advantage, right? It sets it different there.
Yeah, phenomenal. Okay, so there's a few questions in the chat. Of course,
You
everybody's
bet.
equally intrigued.